Hey, today was tough for me today. Missing my grandma a lot on today. Like, this is my second time today working out. Went back in this afternoon after work uh, to see if it would help with it, but it did a little. And sometimes this happens so often, but today it was like it was tough. It's actually this year makes 28 years that she passed. But some days it's just like it just happened yesterday. And today is one of those days to where I wish she was here. I wish I could talk to her. I wish I can hear her fuss because that's what she did. She fussed. And those that knew her knew that about her. Once you understood that, once you understood, hey, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna fuss. You knew that. Even some of the people that never met my grandmother, they know her because I talk about her. She's like a part of my life, still a part of my life, still a part of my, I don't know, part of my vocabulary, part of my stories. And sometimes some of the things that she said when I'm talking to somebody, I'll say her name is Versi May Walker. Sometimes I say, in the words of Versi May Walker, then I'll repeat something that she would say, or in the words of VMW, and I would repeat some of the things that she would say. I wasn't a mama's boy, but I was definitely a grandma's boy. And some of my friends, when we were growing up, all of them knew my grandmother. They know that she didn't play. They know that she was going to tell it like it is. She was standing on business before standing on business was ever a term. No nonsense, shooting it from the hip, whatever you want to call it, she was doing that back then. And if she was on your side, she was on your side. If she wasn't, it was going to take a minute for her to get there with you. And I can sit and tell you stories all day long about my grandmother, and literally it will be all day long. My experiences with her, the stuff that I learned through her, the stuff that I learned from her, her fussing, and I got to the point to where, you know what, the way my grandparents, along with my mom was a single mom, 3 boys. I was the oldest. So my grandparents helped raise us. All of us lived on one street. It was my mom. We lived in a trailer. Some people call them mobile homes now, but back then we called it a single wide trailer. It was my mom's house, my grandmother's, then my uncle, then my other uncle, along with some other houses. But in that order: mom's house, grandmother's house, Uncle Charles, and my Uncle D. All of us lived on Smalls Lane. So my grandmother helped raise me and my 2 brothers, because my mom worked all the time, being a single mom. And just the things that I learned from her, I learned from my grandparents, my granddad, who died when I was in the 8th grade. Or some of those things, a lot of those things govern who I am today. And I am so glad that God blessed me with them for the time that he did. I remember when I was younger, I would say I would want to die before my grandmother. Because I didn't know how I would live without her being in my life. Even though she fussed a lot, I would sit and listen to her fuss. Sometimes it was about me, something I did. A lot of times it wasn't. Even if it wasn't, I sat there and I listened to her. If my brothers did something, she gonna fuss. And I mean, she fussed until she would run it in the ground. My grandmother, she wasn't gonna let it go. She was gonna keep going on and on and on and on. And a couple of times, I was like, my friends would laugh because I call my grandma Gamama, like Gamomma, Gamama. Where that came from, that's what I call her, Gamama, Mame. Just had different names that I would call her. So just those experiences, they keep me going. They definitely keep me going. And today was one of those days. It doesn't, I'll never forget about her, but it becomes more bearable for me. 28 years this year, April 4th was 28 years. And it does not seem like that long. I was in the gym for the second time today working out, and just sitting there working out, I had to walk out the gym because the overflow of emotion, it was to the point to where it can be, for me, like you can't hold that in, you can't keep it in. But I miss her like crazy. And again, I could tell you stories about her. A lot of my friends, people that know me, people that met my grandmother, if you meet her for that one time, you'll never forget her. For those that never met her, but I talk about her, people feel like they know her. Some people felt like, man, I wish I could have met your grandmother, and how blunt she was, but it was all love. It was all love. You just had to get to know her, and that was her way of expressing. That was her way of talking or communicating with you. And as I got older, I would ask her a question. I like, Mama, I didn't do it, so I mean, why are you fussing with me? But I didn't do it. She'll turn and she'll look at me and be like, boy, if you don't keep your mouth shut. I sat there and I took it like it was me that did whatever it was that she was fussing about. What I wouldn't do right now to hear her fussing or to hear her humming. She was always in the kitchen humming. I said, why you don't ever sing the words? Or if she say the words, it would be certain words she'll repeat over and over. And she would hum. And I miss that. I miss her humming. "28 years. So, thank you for letting me share that with you. I appreciate it. So hopefully it'll get better. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I need that for those feelings and emotion. It's not like I'm forgetting about her. She's unforgettable. You know what? I just thought about it when I was in the gym. Maybe I'll share some of those moments with you. Like, I don't know what I would call it. The Chronicles of Mercy May Walker. The Chronicles of VMW. And you know what I found out? I would share some of, like if I'm talking to my mom or some of my family members, and we're talking about something, and automatically it'll go to something my grandmother said, and I'll say it. And I think it helps my family members help to remember her in a way, and they'll laugh. My mom would laugh about different things that my grandmother would say. And I had a couple of family members, they were like, you remember that? You remember all of that? Yes, I do. As I got out of high school and out of college, my relationship with her got even stronger. Like, I just accepted that was who she was. She's gonna fuss, regardless. That's what she was gonna do. And once I did that and understood that, and that was her way of, now she didn't fuss all the time. She didn't fuss all the time, but it seemed like all the time, especially when I was younger. So I just want to come on and share that with you. I don't know. Thank you for allowing me to share it with you. All right, take care. God bless. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you that have someone special in your life, spend as much time as you can with them. My grandmother would say, once you're dead, you're done. There's no coming back. There's no second chance. I'm like, what does that mean? Once you're dead, you're done. Once you're dead, you're done. The things that you want to say to somebody, you can't say it to them because they're no longer here. Spend that time with them. Enjoy it. Even if you think they're whatever, spend that time with them. Enjoy it. And I always learn from them. I always enjoy talking to older people. Always. That was a gift I think God gave me, a desire God gave me, was to relate with senior citizens. And I got a lot of practice through my grandmother. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna share some of the stories with you. I think you would. That'll be a way of getting to know my grandmother. And one thing about these videos, when I'm no longer here, these videos are still around. Some of the younger generations, or the generations that haven't been born yet, they will get to learn about me. They will get to learn about their great grandmother that they never saw, but at least getting to hear about different family members. My grandmother, my grandfather. I have stories about my grandfathers as well. So I think I'm gonna do that and share some of that with you. All right, again, take care. God bless. Thank you so much for allowing me to share and express this. All right, love you.